All right, welcome back to Inspired by Jimmy L. As you guys know, I fell a lot on my face. Like my face was like almost hurt and bruised. But within my positivity journey, I fell flat on my face. I lost my dad New Year's Eve, and the emotions that were revealed, opened, and expressed during the grieving process. And I'm still kind of going through that process now, so I don't want you to think that it's over. But going through that process, um, I lost what it meant to be Jimmy L. And so that's what I mean when I say I fell flat on my face. And so I've been struggling to find my footing. And what I discovered or remembered is that what my foundation was, what started this whole thing was motivational clips, inspirational speakers, podcasts to kind of help get me through my day, to help me to deal with people that were frustrating me and to help me change my perspective of what I perceived of them. And so this week is no different. We're going to go through another video clip. This one is called The Five Biggest Mistakes You're Making When Changing Your Life, and it's by Mel Robbins. I want to 100% say this. I'm not a fan of Mel Robbins. Most of the clips that I hear from her, I don't agree with. I'm not a fan of hers. I'm just not. She hasn't been one that's been able to motivate me. But this particular clip here, oh my gosh. It's only 3 minutes long, so let's get right into it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
There are five mistakes that everyone makes when they're trying to change their life. And so let me tell you what they are. Number one, you're waiting to feel ready. Everybody makes the mistake of thinking at some point lightning is going to come through your living room window and strike you in the ass, and suddenly you're going to be motivated to do what you're scared to do. It's not happening. No one's coming. Motivation is garbage because it's never there when you need it.
So let me say this. I don't think the motivation is garbage, but I do agree with her. A lot of times we are sitting back and we are waiting on motivation or the motivation to get up and do something. And sometimes that motivation just simply doesn't happen. And so I know for me personally, going through this grieving process, I didn't feel like posting videos or feel like posting clips. Like the motivation just did not come. And so I do believe that a lot of times we are sitting back and we're using that as a crutch. I do believe that. So you're not going to always feel motivated to do something. And sometimes you do have to push yourself. You have to say, Jimmy, this is enough. Enough is enough. Do you want your next 20 years to look like your present? And when you get to that point, I guess the motivation will come. But I do agree with her. A lot of us, we are sitting around waiting on motivation or waiting to be motivated to do something. And that's not always the reality. It's not always the truth. It's not going to always happen that way.
If you can embrace this idea that you're never going to feel like it, you need to do it anyway, it will change your life. And the 5-second rule is the tool you can use, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, to make yourself do it anyway. I don't care that you don't feel like it. Do it anyway. I don't care that you're tired. Do it anyway. I don't care that you don't know how to do it. Do it anyway. When you start to develop that process, you will absolutely change everything about your life. The second mistake that people make when they're trying to change is they spend all their time talking about it instead of doing it. You will never change your life while you're talking about what you're doing. You will change your life while you're listening to experts, while you're taking classes, while you're learning and growing, and while you're taking new actions. Period. End of story. Mistake number 3 that people make when they're trying to change their life is that you think you're an expert in change. The truth is you're a student in it. And so get yourself out of the I know it all mode and get yourself into the I need to learn about what I need to do.
So this one really struck me yesterday. And that's approaching life as a student. And so it's something that I completely forgot about. It's what started me on my career, is what has, made me be good at everything that I've ever touched or done. I remember starting my career early on, about 10 years ago, and I was always the one, okay, I want to learn. I want to know. Okay, teach me. Okay, that's offered. Let's go. You want to travel? Okay, let's go. Company phone? Let's go. Company laptop? Let's go. Company credit card? Okay, cool. Let's go. What does this mean? Okay, fine. Teach me. Show me. Show me. And so when I became that person as quote unquote the student, people were more willing to share things, show me things. But it kept me in a place where I never felt that I was better than anyone or worse than anyone. It kept me in a place of always consistently learning. And so next thing I know, money just started to come. Opportunities just started to come. And so I agree with her on this. We have to approach things as being the student. And so when you're talking about change, when you're talking about being motivated, quote unquote, when you're talking about evolving from the current person that you are, approach it as though you are the student. Because realistically, you really are. And the faster that you realize that, the faster you can get about doing your business.
I'm a student too. When I want to watch one podcast, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to study the experts. I'm going to copy absolutely everything that they do. And then I'm going to figure out how to make it my own. Do you know how I became the most booked female speaker in the world in 3 years flat? Zero to the best on the planet. I was a diehard student of the experts. I watched what everybody did, and not just what they did on stage. I watched the more important stuff, which is what you do in the relationships when you're not on stage so that you're amazing to work with. What you do so that you're always a student, getting better and better and better and better. If you look at all the pro athletes and the world's greatest musicians that you love, they're not ever stopping the process of learning. They are always students of their art and of their craft and of their sport. The same is true in life. The fourth mistake that everybody makes when they're trying to change is you try to do it alone. Are you kidding me? All the research shows that the hardest way to change is on your own. You need to get into classes. You need to find support groups. You need to get circles of friends, whether they're online or offline or mastermind groups that are with you on this journey of.
So this is another tip of hers that I just 100% forgot about. When I was starting this journey, I joined all kinds of Facebook groups that were about inspiration and motivation and positivity and entrepreneurship and like, oh my God, it's like, and we connected. We held each other accountable. Oh my gosh, it was so awesome to be able to see other people that had my like mind. And so I'm really reminded that when I started and I kind of got into Facebook and Instagram and motivating other people, I realized that there was so much going on Facebook that I didn't like. But then I realized there's a button on there that says hide, unsubscribe, unfollow. And so I started to unfollow these people. I started to hide this content. I started to tell Facebook, don't show me this anymore. Because I got in these groups with nothing but positivity and inspiration, that's all that started to pop up on my page, which encouraged me even more to stay positive. So do not discount getting in a Facebook group or Instagram group or finding friends that are along this journey with you that want to be positive as well. Do not try to attempt to do this alone.
Changing. And finally, the fifth mistake that people make when they're trying to change is you're not measuring your progress and you're not celebrating yourself every step of the way.
So when I say again, I'm not a big fan of Mel Robbins, but those 5 tips they really hit home for me. And even this very last one, I mean, in regards to finding measures to be able to measure, where you are and where you're going. Oh my gosh, I am not quite there yet, but I do know that I wanted to put this back out there. I wanted to get back into the quote unquote studio. I wanted to get back in the studio. I wanted to start back recording because that's what I love. I love inspiring people. I love motivating people. And so I hope that you are being inspired and motivated just as much as I am by these clips, to just remind us of where we are and to get back to the basics of what our foundation has always been. And that's inspiration, that's positivity, that's love. I'll see you guys on the very next clip. Yeah, that's it. Until then, namaste.